movie notes on the Imitation Game 2014 film 3 November 2024 viewing. So I viewed this yesterday, Sunday, 3 November 2024, and I'm doing these movie notes in the morning the next day. So I'm filming this Monday, 4 November 2024. I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. I'm Tanis Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. And for this viewing, my description is it's a biographical film about mathematician and computer scientist Alan Turing and his role in intelligence trying to end World War II. Yes, so it goes through, it provides background from when he was growing up and his, what they depicted his struggles with his sexual orientation identification, because he did not identify as he is not heterosexual. So this is for the Pride Curation playlist. One of us did something very big once upon a time. So we have Pride Curation playlist, LGBTQ plus community member and the father of modern computing. And sorry guys, I'm saying he was asexual and snatching him up. He my soulmate, and I do not mind the age difference. I'm also taking Werner Heisenberg, Pierre Curie, Peter Higgs, and Giorgio Parisi. Sorry guys, Faraday is not mine. Okay. So yeah, so it's part of his story for, especially in regards to World War II. He was signed on for work in code breaking. So if you make up code, it can be broken. If you think not, then you think like the people who said the Titanic was unsinkable, right? It's unbreakable. It's unsinkable. And then it's still on the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. So there's a little bit of... okay. So then the sinking of the Titanic, was it 1912, was it? Is part of why both World War I and World War II were so short and why they existed. People figured out how to exploit people's inabilities to accept reality when accidents happened that they had deemed simply not possible. Their minds were clouded, foggy, and not capable of connecting the dots, so to speak, so they were slow to act. Yes, and so essentially, in his code breaking, it's about, you know, the Germans and... let's not do that. But there's a group of people during the war that have this fancy machine that's not so fancy. It's actually pretty small. You know, it might even be smaller looking at it on it than my laptop computer. Right? Computing back in the days was perhaps even more versatile than modern computing. 80 to 90 years ago, man. They were still ahead of us. We haven't even come full circle yet. You know, so essentially it's a bunch of people trying to figure out, well, how does this thing work? And so he's part of the team that's like, well, let's figure out how it works from our side of the equation, so to speak. So there we go. I thought it was a great movie for emphasizing the importance of statistics for keeping a certain appearance even in the 1930s and 1940s. In some ways, the age of information has brought nothing new to us some 80 to 90 years later. So yeah, statistically, if we present the number of wins or losses as this way, they won't figure out that we figure out how to win and lose the appropriate battles. Right. So statistics has been alive and well in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics for a while, even though, you know, it might be a fad with society more generally nowadays. And some of us go, oh, yawn. Oh, that's not a good yawn. It's fine. But yeah, okay. Spelled Y-A-W-N. Okay. In the vein of keeping up appearances, going to visit the university campus in Italy once I get/accept my offer. So this is for the PhD in physics in Italy thing, moving scenario path I've been outlining. So you get the offer, accept the offer. Would be cool to wait until I have a confirmed yes, so both sides can get excited by my visit. So I'm living with my soulmate, I get this offer, and I'm like, wow, I want to go, or they pay for a visit, or something like that. You know, I'd like to go. I would like to say yes. Why? So that way, both the university and who I'm signing up for and that kind of stuff, as well as me and anybody that comes with me, we can get excited by my visit. So it's not one-sided and imbalanced. It's a shared excitement. and then I could write and publish the corresponding Yelp review on and or after the visit. So be like, push myself to do something different. Maybe say a little bit about the author, right? Offer and make note of the campus. Because I have the after the fact, that's for universities. How about like once like committed / accepted, and I've been there, but like not necessarily started the program. So a different, you know, add some variety there. For moving, and this is, it's like, have we covered all of our bases every day and get it done within a certain amount of time? So I was like, okay, can I think of anything more else for my moving? Okay, allocation for physical exercise, or allocate for physical exercise is high intensity exercise or moderate / low intensity exercise. Track my amount of time, perhaps even using screenshots, then writing them down in my journal. Is this like the peas and carrots of Mr. Turing? So he became very fixated on getting things just very so, you know, in my food and exercise journal, whatever it may be at that time, if I have one. Or even, I guess when I moved back here to Washington State, I wrote it down on just like a basic piece of paper pad, like my stops on my drive and stuff. So I have done something like this before. So essentially just write down, you know, starting, moving of load, ending, or like loading up and then unloading, and just track the time and then count it as physical exercise. So like high intensity would be like loading up and unloading, and then moderate / low intensity exercise might be like walking around and getting up at like where is everything and stuff like that. So yeah, there we go. So my movie notes on the Imitation Game 2014 film, 3 November 2024 viewing. This is a library copy. I do actually own this movie. It's not easily accessible at the moment. My grandma Connie bought and gave me the Imitation Game, this movie, as a present one time. So I do have it, and I've seen it a number of times, but this time I chose to watch it via a library copy.